Hi everyone, this is Olga Mack, working from home, building the future of contracts. And today I have an opportunity to again speak to Kelly, who is a lawyer who brings a lot of business value to the businesses that she helps. She is a general counsel, a woman of many talents, and one of many talents that I admire is her dedication to volunteering and pro bono. Kelly, welcome.
Hi, Olga. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about volunteering, and specifically, let's talk about activities that you won't get paid for, but will bring value. And I would love to understand the value and how one, the professional, thinks about the value that generates from those volunteering activities.
Okay, sure. So volunteering is, something that's near and dear to my heart and many people's hearts. And I think there's a couple of different ways to think about volunteering. I think as a business leader, sometimes you have people that are volunteering for your organization, especially if you're a nonprofit. And then you also have people that are your employees that are volunteering to go and do other things, whether it's with your organization or outside of your organization. So I think, it's important for employers to understand that people that really want to volunteer are going to find time to volunteer. I think if it's something that's very important to you, you're going to find the time for it. So the value to the business leaders of having these people who are really passionate about volunteering is they will come to the leaders organization. Let's talk about the first kind. They'll come to the leaders organization and they'll give their time and they'll give their expertise and they'll give their dedication, and in return they don't have to pay them for this because they're getting job training, they're getting different networking, and the benefit also to the employees that are at this organization is maybe some of them are, don't have supervisory skills or management skills. And here they are managing these volunteers and showing leadership and developing those skills that also pay back the organization in many different ways. So these are also ways to develop people that may become your employees later, as well as develop the employees you have now to become better leaders later. I think it's very important to have, volunteers at your company because people really, they want to help out. And, when I worked at a nonprofit, we had, people lining up to help out because they really believed in the cause. So this is where it's important to make sure that your organization stands for something that people understand and that they believe in because they'll want to come to your organization.
I love that. That's such a great answer. What about when you give an opportunity for employees to volunteer, um, how do you balance that with, say, things like their workload? And that's a concern you occasionally hear, especially in the opportunities to volunteer that are company sponsored.
Yeah, no. And that's a great question that I was actually asked by one of my bosses once. You have employees that you have there to work hard to advance your business and to add value to your business. So why would you want to let them go to do these volunteer opportunities, even if it's within your own company? And I think, there are a couple of answers to where that adds value. I think the first one is it brings together employees that are like-minded, because if they want to give back to their community and the world at large, they'll find each other and they can work on these projects. I think then these employees form these stronger bonds that then results in better collaboration on different work projects. It also leads to happier employees because we all want to go to a place where we like the people that we work with. And if some of these people are friends also that they've formed these bonds with, it's going to make a happier employee when they come to work. And I think, for managers, it's also an excellent team building exercise. One of my team building exercises was that we stuffed hundreds of disaster to-go bags for Save the Children. And, my president put together a team building event where all of his management team, built a house for Habitat for Humanity. And, we'll all remember fondly, swinging hammers and wearing hard hats, which is not something we generally do in the course of our day. So it was really a way for all of us to bond together also and to add value to the organization, because then we could collaborate better. We knew each other better. We felt more comfortable with each other. There was a higher level of trust than we'd previously had. I think the other way that it adds value is, for the company's reputation as a good global citizen that does things for the world. It not only attracts investors, it also attracts better talent, which, as we know, today's employees want to work for a company that has a purpose that they believe in.
Absolutely. That is such a great answer. And let's talk about leadership skills, because I've I've taken a lot of volunteering opportunities, and many of them I was able to learn a new skill, contribute to the world, but also have gained tools in my leadership toolbox. What do you think about volunteering pro bono opportunities as an opportunity to become a more of a leader, a more equipped modern leader?
Yeah, I am 100% behind that. That is absolutely another way that volunteering and pro bono work creates values for business leaders. You know, a volunteer program allows employees to develop all sorts of skills. So business leaders can see it as a type of training program almost. So, you know, an employee can develop subject matter skills. Okay, that's fine. You know, maybe you have a legal team or a regulatory person or a finance person, but it's more than that. It's these leadership skills like you're talking about. They can learn project management, they can learn leadership skills, they can learn advocacy. And it's during the course of this volunteer program that they're learning these skills. So again, it's like another training program. And then these skills can be put to use at the employers. So there's no training cost for the employer either. You know, as I learned when I set up a global pro bono program at a former company, you know, in some jurisdictions, you can even get free pro bono credits or CLE credits when you do this type of volunteer work. So, you know, that's an additional cost savings and a requirement that would need to be done in some professions anyway to get credits like this. So, you know, that's value for the current employee, but let's talk about the future, right? The future of legal, the future of these companies, where's the value add in that? And I think it's just what you're saying. It's the, you know, it's the ability to create these leaders that are then going to be able to take these skills that they learned from volunteering into the future to become the future leaders of the world. And I think, you know, at no better time than COVID-19 right now during this pandemic, you know, let's talk about these future employees that we're going to need and these future, you know, business leaders that we're going to need. You know, there are so many people out of work. There are so many people that need additional help. The volunteering, you know, requests have never been this high since, you know, 9/11. So this is a perfect marrying of two different groups right now. People who can proactively put their extra time into volunteering and pro bono now will be learning new skills and developing existing skills that will then be used for the future workforce. This is where it's really going to help later on when there's value add to these companies, because these people are going to have acquired a whole bunch of different skills that they can then take, you know, into the workforce. And, you know, I'll add a personal story here. I know this from personal experience. You know, I volunteered at a nonprofit, and I got really good experience from that. That then later on, I became their first general counsel. And then when it was time for, you know, a public company was looking for a general counsel, they tapped me because they saw that I had previous experience. And again, I have a direct line back to that, you know, coming from skills that I learned from volunteering and from doing pro bono work. So, you know, pro bono and volunteer work helped develop me into a business leader where I can create even more, you know, value for my organization. And I absolutely see it as something that can be done for other people as well.
Kelly, thank you for sharing your experience. That's actually what you and I have in common as well. My first general counsel role was at a nonprofit after I had an opportunity to volunteer. So I certainly see the value of volunteering to the world, to people around me, and to myself. And I especially value volunteering as an opportunity to gain skills of leadership that are transferable anywhere else. That was such an enlightening discussion. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you, Olga. So did I. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.